So I'm here with a familiar voice, which consists of Michael Crisp, Zach McCluskey, and Ethan Barrett. Is that how you pronounce your last name? All right.
Sure is.
Sweet deal. All right. Could you explain the name and the history of a familiar voice?
A familiar voice actually started out as my acoustic music, and I just played around, and I decided I wanted to share that music with other people. So I needed a band name because I wanted my music to have a different identity than myself. And I went with a familiar voice, kind of for a couple reasons. I think my music has sort of like a calming sense of it, like a feeling you get from hearing a familiar voice. And it's also in a line from one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite bands called "The Best of Me" by The Starting Line.
Okay.
So that's the history behind a familiar voice.
And then when did these two guys join?
Well, I don't know about Mike. Frank, my roommate Frank, helped record his acoustic EP, and through that I was kind of hanging around the studio and asked Zach if maybe he needed some electric guitar, and it kind of went from there.
Alright, maybe when did you join?
For me, I know it was just a little bit earlier than when Ethan joined. We were talking about it for a while. I know it was a couple months ago, maybe first semester of this year. And yeah, we just jammed once in Donner and realized that it was a real big pain in the butt to go down 2 flights of stairs to the basement. When Taylor had an elevator.
Alright.
So then once we got here, we kind of got more established. That's when Ethan jumped in.
Sweet, sweet. Alright, what would you guys classify your genre as?
Pop?
Matt
Pop,
Nathanson rock.
pop acoustic.
Pop acoustic.
Acoustic.
Pop acoustic?
Pop acoustic.
Pop acoustic? Alright.
With a little bit of electric.
Little rock.
Rock pop. Acoustic pop rock.
Alright.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
It's a little
You
complex.
have to come up with your own word.
Somewhere in between the range of pop and acoustic.
Alright.
We'll go with that
Alright.
for a formal answer.
Alright. What would you guys classify your influences? Like, who would be your influences?
You want to start, Ethan?
Yeah, I'll let Zach start, because I usually build off what he does, so.
I really like I said before, I really like The Starting Line. They're not really a band anymore, but that's kind of where we grabbed our pop from. And then some of my favorite acoustic guys are Matt Nathanson and Joshua Radin. So kind of like a calmer, like whisper rock with like some more rock influences. And I kind of wanted to combine the best of both worlds there.
I kind of come from like post rock and kind of like a little bit of hardcore and lots of bluesy stuff, but a lot of stuff I learned from that as far as like playing melodic lines over also chord changes at the same time. I use a lot of that, but more like poppy and major scales instead of bluesy stuff. But I guess you'll see that later when we play a song. So.
And for me, I'd say my biggest influence would be my brother, because if it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't be playing drums in the first place. He used to have band practice in our basement years ago, so I thought that was pretty neat. For bands, I'd probably say there's a lot of metal bands that I'm into, but they don't really relate to this. The bands that relate to this kind of style, I'd probably have to say Matt Costa, he's a good one, and a lot of the bands that Zach's got me into. Other than that, mostly metal. I've been trying to diversify more lately, which is going pretty well so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. What could people expect from your live show?
The unexpected.
Zach yelling at me.
No.
Once,
sometimes.
I get out of control.
Bridges and choruses, mysteriously.
We like to have a lot of fun on stage, and sometimes we...
Yeah, sometimes we throw in an abridged version of a song.
Yeah, it happens, you know? Sometimes it's just a little too exciting to play the entire song.
Alright, in your live show, you guys play a decent amount of covers, right? What would you say your favorite covers would be?
Covers that we play, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Curve of the Earth is probably one of my
Yeah.
favorite for sure.
Yeah, we play a cover called "Curve of the Earth" by Matt Nathanson. It's a lot of fun to play.
It's really surprising because the song structure is really simple, but it's a really good song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I'd say that's my favorite as well.
All right.
Another cover we play is "Dakota" by Rocket to the Moon.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Sometimes that's fun if we get the crowd like chanting along to.
Yeah.
There's that break with the Mealy Me thing. Nothing else is going on. That's my favorite part of that song.
Because you get to play it.
Maybe.
I think so, except not quite like that.
Alright.
That's terrible.
It sounds a little better on the left.
Sounds a little better when it's like.
We're also working on a Plain White Tees cover currently.
What song?
Rhythm of
Rhythm
Love.
of Love, that's it.
It's kind of a radio song right now, so
Sweet.
we're hoping people will be able to sing along with it.
I will.
And
All right. What are your guys' favorite Familiar Voice songs to play?
I like Alone a lot, but also Home not Home, more because Zach does the crazy kick.
Angel Throne.
Had a lot of fun during that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I really like Alone was really the first song I wrote for A Familiar Voice as a project, and it was really the song that convinced me to pursue it further, so Alone has always been one of my favorites. And that's actually what we're going to play at the end of this interview.
Mine's probably more just a fun one to play.
Alright.
It's also fun because, it's also fun because whenever we say
It's
we're
an
going to play
ongoing
more,
joke.
Ethan always says, more of what? More of what?
More of a new.
Alright, you guys, are you guys planning on recording a full band EP? Because Zach, I know you recorded the sing-along EP all by yourself.
Yeah, well, actually, I had some help from friends. I did all the vocals and the acoustic guitar work, but I had my friend Paul play bass on one of the songs, and my friend Paul play piano on one of the songs, and my friend Pavelko played bass. So I had a little bit of help, and that's what I liked about The Familiar Voices. It's always been kind of a collaborative outfit.
Okay.
We've always had people helping with whether it's design or photography or even playing on songs. So it's kind of cool how people have been really helpful. And then Ethan and Mikey joined. And yeah, we're actually in the process of recording full band right now.
Yeah, it's kind of taking a while just because lots going on this semester. But
Yeah, we're all in school, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll finish it up early this summer.
yeah, we have 7 to 10 songs on docket, but we're not really sure how many we're gonna end up releasing. It's kind of
that'll probably be a 5 or 6 songs.
yeah, it'll probably be around 5 or 6 song EP.
Okay.
But we will definitely make it available to everyone, and we'll let everyone know as soon as it comes out.
Alright. What is your favorite moment as a band?
Probably when we were playing Eagle River and the Packer game was going on and everybody was freaking out because they were going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a big
And
playoff.
so everyone was leaving the auditorium.
Wild card game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and Zach was whipping out Zach would bring out his phone in between songs and tell everybody the score.
I also had a friend texting me updates as well. So we were on top of things.
Yeah,
Alright.
it was a lot of fun.
Is that your
And we
top
were wearing
favorite?
all Packers stuff too. We were all wearing Packers jerseys
Oh, yeah.
and shirts.
That's probably why they won.
But getting that
Oh,
that bass cab out of my car was kind of intense.
Oh man, that thing was enormous.
We borrowed, my brother's got this really big, huge bass cabinet that we used for the show we played at the rave, and we barely got it in the back of my car, and me and Mikey had to, pretty much